high heat, lotus plants, and palm tree drama. It's July in my tropical garden. Hi everyone, it's Tim. Welcome back to my channel. It is blazing hot out here. The humidity is so high. I can probably only do this video for a few minutes until I'm just completely covered in sweat. New York is just, it feels like Florida. It feels like the tropics here. I know a lot of Europe is really hot too, but I think it's more dry heat than here. Here it is just hot, 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 and the humidity is so high. I'm not complaining because I could be freezing cold, which I will be in the near future in winter, and we don't want to talk about that. No, winter's a bad word here. Anyway, how is everyone? I am just busy as can be in the garden. I'm not even sure what I'm doing on this video when I'm recording this right now, so we will see. It's just a mystery. It looks like it's going to rain, but it's not. It's just gonna pack the humidity in today. And I am going to just show you things in the garden, things I'm working on. I wanna go through a few of the potted plants I have and have you take a look at those and see what you think. I've got some questions for all of you on some palm trees. I'm going out to you as experts. Can you answer? And I think that's the bulk of it. A couple of crises this week, we will see. And thank you for watching as always. So let's dive into it. I still haven't gotten around to my new lotus bowl. So today I am going to move it in. So here I've taken dirt from my garden. It's not potting soil, it's just dirt from the garden or soil from my garden, and I need to put the lotus in. So I just drained the water, stuck them in, and now I'm going to take this plate and fill it with water, and hopefully they can grow much more in the plate so it doesn't disturb all the soil you put on the bottom, and hopefully keeps the roots intact. So that's a very helpful thing to do if you have lotus. And I know they're probably going to outgrow this one as well, but hopefully for now it will be good. And I think they're happy at the moment. They're starting to grow above the water, and I think that's a good sign. And here's a couple of days later, and they have already started to fill out, and they're getting taller. And so I hope soon maybe I'll get a flower bud, hopefully. We will see. It may have started them too late this summer to get it, but I'm going to try. A couple of you have asked for me to explain my location. So that is the Hudson River behind in the background there. And that's how I get all these beautiful shots, because I am on a hill going down to the Hudson River in the Hudson Valley of New York. I'm about an hour north of New York City. So the boat traffic you see is coming from the ocean up the river to Albany, and then they come back down, and it makes for some really pretty photographs, as you see in video, because the river's always in play here. And oddly enough, I was telling someone in comments, no one wanted this house. It was on the market forever. There were a lot of trees blocking the pool and the view, and people just didn't understand that with a little bit of love, this property could be really spectacular. And so I got very, very lucky in doing that. So that kind of explains the property. There was no koi pond here. That was put in after I moved here. And I had a vision for this property, and that's how it all created. But yes, that's the beautiful Hudson River. This group of Musa Basjoo on the way down to the pool has a lot of red in it. More so, in fact, not even more so, my other Musa Basjoo has no red in it. And I'm wondering why this particular group right here seems to have all this dark coloration. At least it looks red to me, and I have color problems. But all this dark pigment in here, I don't see it on the bananas up by the house, and I don't see it on the bananas down by the pool. It's just in this grouping right here. I'm wondering if anyone has any insight to that. The cannabis is growing. It's probably 2 meters tall at this point. It has grown a lot. It's even getting quite the stem here. I really don't know what I'm doing with this, but I'm enjoying the plant right now, and it seems to want to grow taller and taller, so I'm kind of excited about that. And just looking at my large Washingtonia Robusta here, it's doing great. It's so massive, and it's just such a nice statement down by the pool. I love this one. But I think my other one on the hill where the Musa Basjoo are is actually getting bigger than this one now, which is kind of exciting. And then as much as I complain about the fact that my perennials move from up on the hill down by the pool, they are pretty right now, and they do make a nice statement around this big Washingtonia. And up there, my hydrangeas on the hill, I can finally see them since I removed that flowering cherry tree that was old and hollow. Now I can see them from the pool. And the grasses and the bee balm, the Monarda, all on the hill there. So even though there's lots of weeds in there, it is actually looking pretty decent right now. And here, of course, is the beautiful flowers of the Yucca Rostrata. They're still going. There's still more buds on it. A lot of the inner flowers have fallen off, but it is still flowering. And I'm just so worried it's going to tip over. But here, I'll show you. It's all falling to the ground. I just hope it doesn't break off because I would like to try to get seed from it. But yeah, it's a little messy, but pretty. And up here on my deck, I'm waiting for this to bloom. I didn't even notice this. Somehow it just like went by without me seeing. And my monkey puzzle down by the pool, this is the one that's in the ground. It looks happy right now. Even with all the heat, it looks really happy. Some nice new growth on it. It is getting stronger and bigger and a wider stalk. With all of this great heat and humidity and all the rain we've been getting in New York, the Musa Basjoo, the bananas, are really taking off. They are getting so tall and big. These are just gigantic up here. And I was a little worried in June because I felt like we were behind last year because we had a really cool spring here, so things didn't really take off in spring. But I think now with all this heat and all this rain and all this humidity, we are more than making up for the cool spring. And now that it's so hot every day and so hot even at night, everything is just bursting forth. And here is the big Washingtonia Robusta that I was talking about that's on the hill that is probably going to outpace the one by the pool. It's gigantic. It's so wide, you can't really tell in the video. It's so much better in person, but this is clearly happy. And I do have some nice daylilies coming up in the middle of the tropicals. I know it's such a weird combination, but it actually works. It looks really pretty. So I've got the lilies here under my Musa Basjoo, and I think it works. I like combining the perennials with the Musa Basjoo and the bamboo and all of that because it just gives it a nice, unique feel. And of course, we've got to check in with my olive tree. It looks like there are baby olives on it. I did lose some, sorry about the train, with all of the rain, but I definitely have baby olives. So fingers crossed on this. Let's hope they survive. I'm excited. I know I have to cure them, but I'm hoping to have a lot of olives this year, which would be nice. The water lilies are blooming, and I actually have some darker color water lilies blooming right now. I still need to get some tropical ones. And this I'm just showing, I love the pool vibe right now. It's sunny, it's bright, the rafts are in the pool, the water is warm, it's a great pool day. And one of my friends gave me a monkey towel after hearing about my monkey request, and a stuffed monkey that I have on the palm tree right now. So I'd still want a real monkey one day. I am driving over to my friend Andy's house because he's got some great plants and trees that are pretty fabulous, and I want all of you to see it because they're so good. And of course, I'm filming in the middle of the day, so there's a weird glare on the camera, so I apologize. It does not do Andy's garden justice. There's so many beautiful plants in this garden, and a lot of them you have to discover, but mostly his trees are just gorgeous. And this is his big southern magnolia, which I've showed once before, but it was so dark. Look at this flower, and they smell, his whole garden smells like these flowers because the humidity is so high and these are so fragrant. It's just such a beautiful large tree. And before I even met Andy, I used to drive by this place and I'm like, I don't know who lives there, but whoever has that southern magnolia, I need to meet them. And then one day I met Andy at a party and I was like, oh, you're the guy with the southern magnolia in his yard. And yeah, these are just so beautiful. Andy wanted me to cut one of these off and I just couldn't do it. It just felt like so wrong to chop it off and bring it home. I just couldn't do it. It's so big. The branches are so beautiful on this tree and the leaves are so shiny. And I know you've seen mine. I have two. I have one up by the house and I have one out in the field that's been blooming like one flower per week for weeks now. I need to go check and see how it's doing, if it's still blooming, but this is spectacular. Love this tree so much. And I don't know if they have these in Europe. Do you have them in Europe? We always think of them as a southern tree here. Like, I'm from Georgia. This would be like a typical tree you would see in Georgia. And this is one of Andy's flowers that he gave me in my yard. You've probably seen it in mine. I have to look up what kind it is. And his rhododendron are just so gigantic. They just tower over me. They're so much higher than me. I did film them blooming, I think, in the spring, but it was nighttime at a party, and so you couldn't really see them that well, but they're just so gigantic. And then his bamboo. I don't know the variety, but look at all the different colors in the leaves he has. And you know I love bamboo. And then look how dark it is in here. It's like an impenetrable forest. It's so dark. I love it. One thing that I didn't mention and didn't show when I was at my friend Andy's house is that he gave me a Japanese maple. And this is why it's so much fun to have friends who are gardeners, because we always have too many plants. So if you live near a gardener, don't always just go buy plants. Ask for stuff. Like when you see something you like, go, do you have too much of that? Because if you come to visit me, I'm always giving stuff away because I have way too much of everything. But this is great because I'm going to put this in the front yard. And I actually have a couple other little Japanese maples out there too. I love this one. It's really pretty. And I saw the gigantic one at Andy's house. And unfortunately, I didn't video that, but maybe next time I will. While I'm down here, the monkey puzzle that I bought in Connecticut in April is still in a pot because I don't know where to put it. And I don't want to just put it someplace where I'm going to hate it. So I'm still thinking about it. But it looks great. It's actually grown, even though it's sadly in a pot. But it's doing okay. It is a cool and cloudy morning here in New York. And I'm happy about that because that means I have a few hours before the sun comes out and gets blazing hot again. And while it's nice and cool, I thought I'd show you some of the plants up here on the deck. So, my supposedly Tetrapanex Rex, I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see. It has grown so much, I still don't know for sure if it is a Tetrapanex Rex. I bought it that way. It's from a reliable nursery here in the US, but some of you cast doubt on it. So please chime in. What do you think? Is it showing any better? Can you tell what it is based on what's happening with the leaves yet? This is my first time with this plant, so I don't really know. But it is growing, and it seems to be happy at the moment, especially compared to when I got it. I'll see if I can find an early shot of that, but I'm liking it. This Bouganvillea is blooming really, really nice here. It is so small though. This was bought by my friend Paul for me last year. It was in the bargain section of the nursery. I think it was $7 US dollars, but it's lovely. I just want it to grow more than it is, but it's blooming really nice. This is not out on my deck, but I thought I would share it anyway because it's one of my orchids from inside. And this also was on the bargain rack at my local nursery, and I had to get it because it was so inexpensive. Yes, it needs to be in a new pot. It's really small, but it's blooming, and I think the blooms are really, really pretty on it. And I love a good bargain, especially in plants, when you have so many and you have to hope for the best with them. It's actually getting a little too big to pick up. It's heavy now. Here it is, my Gunnera Manicata. I hope it's a Manicata. Please chime in. This is another one some of you were doubtful on. What do you think now that the leaves are getting nice and big? I would love to know. Chime in, please. It doesn't live on the deck, it lives below the deck. And before my parrots wake up, I wanted to show you one of my bigger indoor plants. This is an African milk tree. And I actually got it a couple of years ago thinking I would put this outside in the summer because it would look really great because it's huge. And it was an emotional buy, and it's so big. And because there are some, it's a little spiny, it's not too bad, but it's a little wobbly because it's so big, and so I never got it outside. So it's just living in here. But it would look really great if I could get it in the ground just for a summer, even if I pulled it back up. But it would take a small army, I think, to do it, and it's just not worth it. It's just one more thing in the fall I would be dreading to do. It's that time again. It's time for... So this week's garden meltdown is actually my hair. No, I'm joking, although my hair could take up a whole episode of everything that's wrong with it because it's turning green from the pool. Anyway, that is not the meltdown. The meltdown of the week is a couple of my palm trees. I've got some problems. I'm going to take you through them, and I would love some feedback on them. I've got 2 Washingtonias that are a problem, even though most of my Washingtonias are just completely fine. And then I have 1 Trachycarpus fortunei that I want all of you to look at and throw in your opinion. So yes, I am asking for people's opinion because I know there's some really good palm tree experts out there, and I would love to hear your feedback. So here is one of my Washingtonias I grew from seed. That's not a Washingtonia right there. We're talking about this one back here. The snow got it badly. It made it through the winter just fine, came out very green. The snow, the late snow in April came in. The fronds that were out, it really damaged them. It was not below freezing. It was not below 0 centigrade or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It was actually more like 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. It was not even that cold. Anyway, it is solid as a rock. It looks fine. It's just not doing very much. It just keeps going up. And it's already July, and I would have thought by now I would have some green or at least some fronds coming out. So I'm a little worried that this one's not going to make it. Thoughts? Not just thoughts and prayers, but some thoughts, please. Here's the other Washingtonia, also from seed. This one was hit by the snow, and this one came up and it's kind of fried what came out. This one coming up too does not look that good. And I just keep wondering, it's still growing, meaning it's still pushing up growth, but yeah, I'm more worried about this one than the other one. I would love to hear what you have to say on this. Okay, Trachycarpus. This is one of my smaller ones, but look down here. It looks like it's pushing up from the ground almost, like the roots. Should I put soil up to this point? I don't understand why it's doing it, and it seems to have done it all the way around, and maybe it's on top of rock. I don't know. One thing I'm a little concerned about is sorry, my hand's in the way, is some of the new growth. It's just a little wobbly. It's my other Trachycarpus, the new growth is very, very strong and straight, and this is, any thoughts on that? It's just a little wobbly there, but I'm more concerned about, and I noticed this last year, but it's very apparent this year that it seems to have risen up out of the ground. And I don't know what's going on with that. So I would love some answers on that from some of you experts. And just for comparison, here's one that's just maybe 10 feet from the other one. And then there's a little tiny bit right there, but not much at all. And it looks pretty fine here in the banana forest. It has just been a crazy week in the garden. So many things happening, so many things that I had to deal with, and I try to record almost everything, and so much of it just goes on the cutting room floor because I decide, well, that's not very interesting, or I look horrible, or the plants look bad. And sometimes I think it looks really beautiful out and it doesn't. But right now, I actually think these clouds are gorgeous, and I think it's showing up on video as well. So I hope you're enjoying it. As always, please like, subscribe, and please leave comments. It's so much fun corresponding with everybody. And if you don't think I know where you are in the world, tell me. I love knowing where all of you are and where your gardens are. And as I was working on this, I noticed the cruise ship was coming up the Hudson River, and I always wondered, can they see the palm trees from the cruise ship? I know the boats can see the caboose because they've told me, but not sure about the palms. I hope you all have a great week. See you Wednesday for midweek. Yes, I will be there. Look for me.